The National Institute of Standards and Technology's Risk Management Framework, commonly known as the NIST RMF, provides a structured, repeatable process for managing cybersecurity risk across the system lifecycle. Developed initially for U.S. federal agencies, its design emphasizes rigor, accountability, and integration of risk decisions into strategic and operational planning. Over time, its thorough methodology and logical structure have made it a model for organizations across all industries. At its core, the RMF ensures that every decision regarding technology, operations, and data protection is grounded in evidence-based risk evaluation. By promoting consistency and transparency, it has become a global benchmark for disciplined cybersecurity governance. The RMF is built on 4 central principles that differentiate it from prescriptive compliance checklists. First, it prioritizes a risk-based approach, recognizing that organizations must make informed trade-offs rather than simply adhere to technical mandates. Second, it requires that security be integrated throughout the entire system lifecycle, from design and acquisition through operation and eventual disposal. Third, it establishes accountability by defining roles and responsibilities at every level, ensuring no ambiguity in ownership of controls or outcomes. Finally, it aligns security initiatives with mission and business objectives, reminding leaders that cybersecurity is a tool for enabling success, not a constraint on innovation. Although originally developed for government systems, the RMF's flexibility makes it equally valuable to private sector organizations. Its detailed structure helps companies of any size manage risk in a standardized, auditable manner. Many businesses have adopted the RMF because it maps easily to other regulatory requirements, reducing redundancy in compliance efforts. Industries such as finance, healthcare, and critical infrastructure have found its principles especially beneficial, as it supports both internal governance and external assurance. The framework's adaptability allows it to serve as a unifying foundation for risk management, ensuring resilience whether under government regulation or market-driven accountability. The first step of the RMF is categorizing information systems. This step involves defining the system's purpose, its operating environment, and the types of data it handles. Organizations determine how a loss of confidentiality, integrity, or availability would affect operations, using this information to classify systems as low, moderate, or high impact. This classification defines the scope and intensity of subsequent risk management activities. Categorization ensures that each system receives the appropriate level of attention and protection, avoiding both over-engineering and neglect. By understanding the true business impact of each system, executives can allocate resources more intelligently. Step 2 focuses on selecting security controls. Here, organizations choose appropriate safeguards from the NIST Special Publication 853 catalog, tailoring them to their mission, risk tolerance, and legal obligations. This tailoring process is crucial. It ensures controls are neither excessive nor insufficient. The organization documents its decisions and rationales within a system security plan, creating a clear traceability between risk assessment and control selection. This documentation not only guides implementation, but also serves as evidence of due diligence for auditors and stakeholders. The RMF's structured approach ensures that every control serves a defined purpose in mitigating identified risks. Step 3, implementing security controls, translates planning into action. Organizations deploy technical, administrative, and physical safeguards as outlined in their security plans. Integration is essential. Controls must align with existing system architectures and operational flows rather than disrupt them. Each implementation step is documented, creating an audit trail that demonstrates compliance and accountability. Evidence of deployment and validation is gathered for later assessment. Successful implementation reflects not only technical skill, but also organizational coordination. Security becomes part of the enterprise fabric, embedded rather than imposed. Once implemented, security controls must be tested and validated, which is the focus of Step 4, assessing security controls. The goal is to determine whether controls are correctly implemented and operating as intended. Assessments may include vulnerability testing, penetration exercises, or control audits, depending on system criticality. Findings are documented in assessment reports that highlight strengths, deficiencies, and residual risks. Many organizations rely on independent assessors to ensure objectivity and credibility in this process. The outcome of assessment empowers executives to make informed decisions about whether risk levels are acceptable or require remediation before system authorization. Step 5. Authorizing the system brings decision-making to the executive level. A designated senior official, often referred to as the authorizing official, reviews all evidence, evaluates residual risks, and decides whether the system may operate. Authorization is a formal acknowledgement that risks fall within the organization's defined tolerance levels. This decision embeds accountability, ensuring leadership accepts the responsibility for both the system's operation and any associated exposures. The authorization step ties governance to action. It requires executives to engage directly with the outcomes of their organization's risk posture, bridging technical results with strategic oversight. The sixth and final step of the RMF involves continuous monitoring. Security does not end with authorization. It demands vigilance throughout the system's lifecycle. Continuous monitoring ensures that controls remain effective amid evolving technologies, business changes, and emerging threats. Regular updates to system documentation, coupled with automated tools for log and event analysis, provide ongoing assurance. Executives receive summarized reports highlighting significant changes in risk posture, enabling proactive management rather than reactive response. This perpetual process of observation, feedback, and refinement keeps the organization aligned with both its governance objectives and its risk appetite. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Executive leadership plays a central role in the success of the NIST Risk Management Framework. While technical teams execute implementation and assessment activities, it is executives who define acceptable levels of risk, allocate funding, and establish accountability for outcomes. Leaders ensure that risk decisions align with the organization's overall mission and operational strategy. They are responsible for embedding risk management within governance structures so that decisions about cybersecurity carry the same weight as those about finance or operations. When executives engage directly with RMF processes, they reinforce that cybersecurity is a leadership responsibility, not a technical task delegated to specialists. Integration of the RMF within enterprise governance amplifies its value beyond information technology. Risk management outcomes feed into board reporting, audit reviews, and enterprise risk management programs. This integration ensures that cybersecurity risks are evaluated alongside financial, reputational, and operational considerations, giving executives a holistic view of organizational resilience. RMF implementation also strengthens credibility with regulators and stakeholders by demonstrating a structured, evidence-based approach to risk management. By linking technical data to strategic performance, organizations show that security governance supports, not competes, with business priorities. The benefits of RMF adoption are tangible and far-reaching. It provides a life-cycle-based framework that can be applied to any system, ensuring consistency and repeatability in how risks are handled across projects. This structure enhances transparency, making risk decisions traceable and defensible. The RMF also serves as a bridge between compliance obligations and business objectives, enabling organizations to meet regulatory expectations without losing operational flexibility. For many, it becomes the foundation for meeting other standards such as ISO 27001, PCI DSS, and industry-specific frameworks. Beyond compliance, RMF adoption cultivates a culture of accountability and precision in decision-making, a hallmark of mature governance. Despite its strengths, RMF implementation presents challenges that executives must anticipate and manage. Smaller organizations may find the process resource-intensive, given its documentation, assessment, and monitoring requirements. Complexity can also slow adoption if responsibilities are unclear or support from leadership wanes. The RMF's rigor must be balanced with the need for agility, particularly in fast-paced industries driven by innovation. Overcoming these challenges requires tailoring the framework to fit the organization's scale, risk profile, and maturity. When executives champion simplification and integration, the RMF becomes a scalable asset rather than a bureaucratic burden. Continuous improvement lies at the heart of the RMF philosophy. The framework is cyclical, meaning lessons learned from incidents, audits, and assessments must flow back into system updates and organizational policies. Each iteration strengthens maturity, refining processes and adapting to new threats. This evolution keeps the framework relevant as technologies, regulations, and risk landscapes change. Organizations that treat the RMF as a living system rather than a compliance requirement reap the benefits of adaptability and foresight. Through continuous feedback, the RMF becomes a mechanism for resilience, capable of absorbing disruption while maintaining governance integrity. The RMF does not exist in isolation. It aligns with other leading standards and methodologies to create interoperability and efficiency. Its structure complements ISO 27001 by mirroring the same principles of continuous improvement and documentation. It also integrates naturally with COBIT, which governs IT processes, and with FAIR, which introduces quantitative risk modeling for financial clarity. Together, these frameworks create a shared language for auditors, regulators, and executives. Adopting RMF in conjunction with these models ensures that cybersecurity governance is comprehensive, consistent, and easily communicated across diverse stakeholders. Effective communication of RMF outcomes is perhaps the most critical executive responsibility. Boards and stakeholders require clear, concise summaries that translate technical assessments into business implications. Dashboards and metrics provide visibility into system posture, highlighting trends, compliance status, and areas requiring attention. This transparency reinforces accountability and builds confidence in leadership's oversight. When executives communicate risk information effectively, they demonstrate not only control, but also command of their organization's cybersecurity strategy. In turn, this clarity strengthens investor, regulator, and customer trust, an invaluable competitive advantage in the digital era. The RMF also reinforces the idea that authorization is not a one-time event, but a sustained leadership obligation. Executives who approve system operation are not merely signing off, they are assuming ownership of risk. This accountability extends throughout the monitoring phase, where ongoing evaluation keeps leaders informed and engaged. By maintaining visibility into system performance and evolving threats, executives ensure that authorization decisions remain valid over time. This continuous engagement between governance and operations transforms cybersecurity from a compliance checkbox into a dynamic management discipline aligned with the enterprise's mission. One of the RMF's enduring strengths is its capacity to harmonize structure with flexibility. Its defined six-step process ensures rigor, while its guidance allows organizations to adapt methodologies to their unique needs. This balance makes it suitable for both large-scale government programs and lean private enterprises. The framework's adaptability has cemented its place as a global benchmark for risk management, influencing policy, audit standards, and industry best practices worldwide. Organizations that implement RMF effectively gain not only compliance assurance, but also operational resilience, an ability to anticipate, absorb, and adapt to change. Ultimately, the NIST RMF is about embedding security into the DNA of organizational leadership. It empowers executives to make informed, deliberate choices about risk, turning cybersecurity into an element of strategic governance. By following its 6 steps, categorize, select, implement, assess, authorize, and monitor, organizations create a continuous cycle of protection, validation, and improvement. Executive engagement ensures that this cycle remains active and effective, translating policy into performance and analysis into action. The RMF's true value lies in its ability to make risk visible, manageable, and aligned with purpose, a hallmark of modern, resilient enterprises. In conclusion, the NIST Risk Management Framework provides a structured approach for integrating security and risk governance across every stage of a system's life. Its 6-step process ensures that protection measures are designed, validated, and continuously refined. Executives play a central role in setting risk tolerance, providing oversight, and communicating outcomes across the enterprise. Through adoption of the RMF, organizations gain consistency, transparency, and accountability, transforming cybersecurity from a technical pursuit into a strategic advantage. The framework's enduring relevance lies in its clarity, adaptability, and ability to foster trust, qualities that define effective governance in the digital age.